Well folks, hello today, and I'm bringing you our latest patch. It's been a while since we had one, and this one has got some really interesting stuff coming with it. So let's bump right into the patch notes, and then I will demonstrate some of them. Right, I will skip the top one because I'll get to that briefly. Next thing on the list therefore is AI. They have added a rudimentary AI, which is still very much a work in progress. And they say the basic one has been built. It will occasionally send bombing runs. It has a little bit more in terms of base turtling. In other words, rather than just a few turrets and a commander and planes circling around, it has, air factories, some energy plants to allow it to build bombers, which will then occasionally be sent over to your base and, be left to do their bombing run, and you can shoot them down and whatnot. But I don't think they do much more than that. And they do say they only recommend playing at this point with one, maximum of 2 AI because of server slowdown with any beyond that. So just bear that in mind. They also say the new AI has the new Alpha commander rather than the Delta, the one that everyone has been using, I believe. And they say they are continually working on multi-planet support, and one of the other things in this patch will really start to allow that to take shape. I'm not sure if you're beginning to notice it yet. It is on the main menu. They say a wider range of planet sizes is now available. They have been continuing with audio work. They say missile ships should work better now. Scrubbing works in ChronoCam. Continual pathing improvements and fixes. Naval and water behave more as expected. Anti-air and catapults choose targets more carefully. New art for a number of units and structures, and there are some new strategic icons as well. I will show you those in a little bit as well. Now, balance. They say radar health reduction. Advanced bot factory no longer has build speed advantage over the vehicle factory. Storage has been buffed, so that'll be metal and energy storage. Tier 1 energy has been reduced. Laser defense now has guard radiuses, and commanders will attempt to fire, although with a low priority, at air units. Now, to those of you who are very observant, and you might have begun to see what is on the main menu right now, and I will tell you, it is the planet editor. Still very much a work in progress, they say, but you can find it on your main menu, and it takes you to this little screen here. And they say all the biomes are available in this, though lava and metal are very early and very much work in progress. And they say that you cannot yet save or load planets. And what is more, in this current build, you still cannot play on lava or metal planets. Right, what I'll do is I will go straight ahead and I will demonstrate this with an Earth planet. I'll just reduce the seed a little bit. We don't want too much going on. Make the radius a little bit bigger and reduce the resources. Because any extreme, of course, is going to start to make it a little bit more difficult. So I'll click build. It does take a little while considering it is still in early development. Just give it a little time. And this is what it does normally for me. It usually has a brief period of not responding while it figures out what it's doing, and then it should build it for us. Okay, so here's our planet that we have just generated. We can scroll around it, we can see what's going on in it. If we zoom in, we can see that this is actually a reasonably big planet by the look of it, because that is the size of a metal site, so I could comfortably fit a base in sort of that region there, and that's a reasonably large planet despite that. What I also notice is there's a lot of water going around as well, but all of these things continually improving, everything else continually improving. Something else to notice though, the metal sites have their background returned, makes it a little bit easier to see those. And of course you have got a massive range of planet sizes now. I believe they allow up to 3,000 in is it radius or diameter, I don't recall, but that's a blooming big planet. Right, so let's go ahead and have a look at metal planets now. I'll get everything to roughly middle because I don't want to try and overstretch this thing. Then we'll see what happens. Okay, so like you, I do not really know what to make of this. We haven't had very much information about metal planets. Whether you will still require metal sites to build metal extractors on, we're not sure. It looks as though you will, given that they are on these sort of plateaued regions here, or whether you can actually drive units through down here. I mean, there's a lot of metal sites around, but if it's a metal planet, maybe an interesting mechanic would be to control these as best you can to just spam up metal extractors and protect them as best you can, but that is only a speculation slash suggestion right there. So this is your style for your metal planet, or at least an early style for it. And let's go make a lava planet now. Now this thing is impressive. I'm just going to make it a reasonably large radius here. Greater seed, greater height range, item scale, water height. Reduced actually for this one. Temperature and resources up a little bit. Right. Let's go. Right, I'm back, and I did have to change up the values a little bit because given it's alpha, my client did crash. However, this is your sort of style, whoops, for your lava planet. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? There are some regions here which look as though it's still, not covering the whole thing, but then again, it's very much a work in progress. It does not matter so much. Just zooming in here, you can see the sort of artwork there on those. All the rocks and bits of volcanic expulsion everywhere. And the volcanoes themselves look pretty awesome. As do these sort of scratches in the surface, or fissures if you like. Fissures. Yeah, F-I-S-S-U-R-E. I know some people have said, why are you saying fissure? There's no maritime activity going on here. Indeed, you'd be right. Now let's just have a look at this volcano from a dynamic perspective. Ah. Here you have Olympus Mons. Well, no, you don't really, because this isn't Mars. But, it just looks really nice. Zooming over the top again. There it goes. Beautiful planet. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the main menu and I'm going to get a game going. And I'm going to show you some of the new art styles and the AI pointer here. The things have been slightly changed up a little bit as well. If I just go over free for all here and I go publish game, I want to try and get in quickly before any human players join, so I'm just going to go hop in right there. You have all of this here waiting, and I believe it's time to go. Game will start when all players are ready. And in we pop. Wonder what sort of planet we will have. Okay, so it looks like we have a sort of reasonably woodland-like planet here. I'm just going to pick a spawn of mine. Just having a look at some of the metal sites that surround them. Which ones may be easier to defend and expand with. And I think the one at this North Pole here is probably going to do me better. But I'll just have to have a look, because I'm actually thinking about all of this down here. It is a little bit of a walk, but let's actually go for that. Run, Commander, run! Now, I'm going to get in doing my early typical build, because it is optimal build, and he will do that, and then he will show you some of the structural changes. Especially for here, you can already see the energy set looks different. Other ones include the nuke launcher, just about to run out of energy there. Bang, there it is. So that's your new power generator. glorious purple and green. It's only subtle differences, but the differences are there. And it appears though in the pathing changes, Commander might have been a detriment to that. But again, in early days, might just be lag or whatever going on. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so I'm just experiencing my first bombing raid right now. I'm just going to divert my commander from his original build queue to get me some air factories. I'm going to try and get some ants going around to defend some of this, because this is a reasonably substantial bombing run right now, so I need some of these ants with their anti-air capabilities to take out as many bumblebees as they can right now. So they just took out some of my metal expansion. Sort of coming in from all sides right now. Interesting how annoying AI can be at such an early stage, especially with just bombing runs. Let's get out some hummingbirds, shall we? Just set up various bits of anti-air over the place. Really annoying bits of anti-air going around. Not anti-air, sorry, bumblebees. Taking out a bunch of metal extractors just there. Really quite frustrating. So what do we do in return? We go and attack their base, which we have found is over here. Right, let us move in now. Just with these, just to put a dent in their production. With all of their infinite bombers right now. Well, there's a little bit of lag there. But now, we have all of this to deal with. Let's take out some of their production, and there is their commander, folks. Just have a look at that. An interesting design it is. I don't want him to die just yet, because I do want to show you the other buildings. But that is your brand new commander. He's gone. He disappeared on me. How rude. But while that happens, I have got some of these, so I will be building other structures right now. Looking at the structure build icons, looks as though the advanced energy is pretty darn similar, if not no different at all. Advanced radar, still pretty much the same. Lobber, again, same as what it was before. And the anti-nuke launcher, as it was before. Advanced laser defense tower, what it was before. Catapult. Interesting how it's sort of glitching out there in terms of where I'm allowed to build it. Not sure quite why it's doing that. But this is your catapult basically, and then your nuke launcher I will put over here. And once that's built, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so while they build their nuke launcher, well, the build graphics looks as though they might have had an error there. I'm going to have a look at this catapult right here and see if anything of it is in range. Looks as though it is. Let's give it a fire. There it goes. Still the same rocket style. No matter. I want to show you this. A nuke has just launched, but I just want to show you the way it launches. It's beautifully funny. Right, there's your structure. Let's just watch this. Whee! Alpha is alpha, but that's beautiful. Right, shall we just wrap things up here then? So you've got these sort of new strategic icons that all buildings now appear in this octagon shape, and apart from radar and point defense by the look of it, So you can see after what I've done and all of this stuff, we've got Hornets here. They look pretty much identical. It doesn't appear as though there's many differences in units. I'll just get an advanced bot factory building and see if there's any differences in the art there. That all looks identical, so really the main changes are in the structures, but there are probably some more subtle changes in various things. Like, I feel as though these are slightly different, but we'll just have to see. Right, let us move our dudes while the nukes and the catapults continue to batter away at this thing. Oh, no, I got the commander with that one. That is the end of the game, and also you get annihilated here rather than just D for dead as well. So that is your enemy base right there. Let's have a quick look in ChronoCam to see if we can get the commander at all. Indeed, here he is. Just have another look around at the Alpha Commander. Doesn't he look beautiful? Certainly interesting. Very blocky as well. Almost like a Lego character. Except giant robot that kills things. So there's your Alpha Commander, and on that image, folks, I will be leaving you. Thank you again for watching another Planetary Annihilation update log. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, or a favourite, or even a share. It's up to you. And make sure you subscribe for a lot more content coming very soon with Planetary Annihilation. I still have a few casts and things to upload from the old patch version, but I think there's about 2 or 3 of those, and then they'll start moving into this current build as well with those, so don't worry too much about that. Plus I have got things like unit overviews, build overviews, all of this sort of stuff coming as well, because I know a few of you have requested that I go a little bit more into detail with the units. Although because it is alpha, things are very much subject to change, but I can give you your sort of basic uses for them at this stage of the alpha. So do stick around for that. So once again, thank you for watching your update log for version 50742, or rather .50742, and as always, have a nice day.